Hey guys, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com talking about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. So if you like this topic, please hit the like button and subscribe because I do a new video every week. And I wanted to share something very interesting about how psychic information can come through sometimes, whether you're delivering a reading for someone or you're getting a reading from someone. A lot of times in the course of the reading, like one little phrase or one little very interesting sentence will come up that speaks volumes and can provide so much deeper information than you could possibly have thought would be available. It's very fascinating, and it'll come through in like one little sentence or one little phrase, and if you just listen to that or you pay attention, it's just so cool when it does happen. Couple of things I'll tell, a couple of stories I'll give you. One is I had a very bad time a few years ago with some bad energy, and I was getting a lot of healings. I went to a lot of friends, luckily, and people I know to help like just clear it and everything. And two different people who don't know each other in two separate readings / healings both said the words rainbows and unicorns. And, you know, they were talking, they're like, blah, 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 rainbows and unicorns. I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. And it was so helpful to me because, you know, rainbows and unicorns, it might sound silly, but they to me are about hope and light and joy. And there really is a light presence around that. There is something to that that's very, very, very healing and very, very, very powerful. So that's one way it can happen. A friend of mine who's psychic, she and I were on the phone recently, and I asked her about something, and she said, all I'm getting is like the long and winding road. And I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. And then, you know, I Googled it, and there's that Beatles song, The Long and Winding Road, which is very interesting. But something that's really funny about all this is I was at the International Remote Viewers Association conference recently, and a woman who leads remote viewing like studies was presenting a case in which she had some viewers view these targets and gather a lot of very interesting information. It would take a whole other video to talk about what she was talking about, but it was medically related, human body and a condition that presents. And what she was saying was she's presenting all the data that they got through the traditional remote viewing methods, and she said that she also had them speak like they were talking about what they were picking up, the viewers, and in analyzing the data, they actually played the recordings backwards and heard specific words and phrases that gave them even more intel and information about what the viewers were seeing, which is like, oh my God, like my funny juvenile self, it goes right to those scary movies where they, you know, they play the record backwards and it's like Satan, you know, like crazy satanic shit and stuff. It was like, oh my God. But what she was saying was that the subconscious has ways of providing information. So playing something backwards, you can hear stuff. It still in a little bit of a way kind of creeps me out, but it's also kind of fascinating. And you know, and back to that normal, like regular way of speaking, and it's just like this one little sentence or this one little thing where you're like, oh my God, that happens. So pay attention. Because it's so cool, and to me it's like a pure form of intel or information that just like comes up and surprises you, or this makes like the perfect sense, or has it all kind of like click. It's super cool. The more open you are to it, the more you pay attention to it, the more you'll notice, and it'll make sense to you. So if you're interested in more of all of this stuff, check out Krishanti.com because I have meditations, free stuff, free meditations, workshops and study programs for you to take that can help you on your path. Also, lots of other videos I've done talking about all of this. And if you have anything you want to contribute, please put it in the comments below, because I'd love to hear from you. If you've experienced this, or maybe you remember a certain sentence that came up in a reading, or that you said to somebody that was like so awesome. It's fun to share all of this, and the more we also hold the space for those of us who are doing this or experiencing or interested in this, the more we allow that magic to sort of flow and come through. So it's very important. And that's all for this video. So I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.